How's it going, everyone? My name is Chris, and welcome, finally, to F1 24. And this time around, we're not doing the My Team mode. Today, we're going to be doing the career mode. This career mode has been well expanded upon, according to a lot of content creators and EA themselves, as this seems to be their main focus for this year's game. And yeah, I really have no idea how to feel about the fact that career mode's, good or whatever in this game, but they pour a lot of time into it, then that means something, right? But obviously this isn't a live recording or anything like that. I am actually recording this I'm doing a commentary after the fact. Obviously this has already been done, so just wanted to point that out. But we had a driver career, so we have driver career, My Team career, 2-player career, and then challenge career. Challenge career, I'm actually very, very curious on to see what that's like. But let me know if you guys want to see some of that challenge career. But that's not what we're here today for. Today, we are here, the newly expanded driver career. So we're going to hop into that. And today, I was thinking about what I wanted to do. And you can either skip directly to Formula 1, which is what some people will do, or you can start down in F2. I have heard that starting down in F2 is actually better because you could actually gain some more experience or whatever. And actually, on the right side of the screen, this is what I'm talking about. You now have experience, racecraft awareness, pace, and focus. And we're going to go directly into Formula 2 to make that better. And we're going to be able to choose our academy as well. And we have an option between Mercedes, which features Mercedes, Aston Martin, and Williams. The Ferrari Driver Academy, which features Ferrari, Kick Sauber, and our American team Haas. The Red Bull Driver Academy, which features Red Bull and the V car, because I literally refuse to call it Visa Cash App Red Bull. And then we end up having the Alpine Driver Academy, which is just Alpine, the lone Alpine. And the same thing also goes for McLaren, McLaren as the lone driver academy. And I had some thinking about it, and I decided to go with the Red Bull Driver Academy, mainly because if you guys watch F1 23 and that My Team mode, we had a lot of success with the Red Bull power unit, and I wanted to get V-Carb to be better than what it is already this season, and so I wanted to see if we could do that ourselves. So we ended up going with the V-Carb, or the Red Bull Driver Academy, excuse me, and now it is time to pick our Formula 2 team, and the options we have is between Roden Carlin, ART Grand Prix. Then we just have Dams. Love that name, by the way. Just love the name Dams. Then Virtuosi, Prima, PHM, Campos, MP Motorsport, Van Amersfoort Racing. Almost fucked up that name, but Van Amersfoort Racing, Trident, and then High Tech Grand Prix. And I know this option or this decision is going to be a little bit, boring, but we decided to go with the Prima Racing. And I thought, maybe it's good. It's a good team. And also, this team also features Oliver Behrman, but we have to choose our teammate between Frederick Vesti or Oliver Behrman. I decided to go with Oliver Behrman. He did a very good job in the Ferrari and real life F1, so we decided to pick him. And after that, we go on ahead and see what's next, because this is our team, myself and Frederick Vesti.
Welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. This circuit has seen some exciting racing over the last quarter century. The question is, which of the young drivers below will be the next to write a chapter of that illustrious history? It's Back to the Future for the F2 drivers today. We welcome the removal of the chicane in the final sector. It will shorten lap times and reduce the length to 2.9 miles, 14 turns. This was the original setup of the track, but it hasn't been used since 2007. We are nearly ready for the start of today's race, but in the meantime, let's take a look at the grid. Teo Pourchaire has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position, and it's Jack Doohan in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Behrman, Smith, Dennis Hauger, and Deruvala, Novalak, Miney, Hadjar, Juan Manuel Correa, Benavides, Fittipaldi, Richard Verschoor, Arthur Leclerc, Martins, Stanek, Iwasa, Zane Maloney, Crawford, Cordial, Nissani, and Ralph Boschon completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. The new season starts now. I'm Alex Jakes, Alex Brundle is alongside me, and it is time to restart Formula 2. We're so excited to be back. Alex, what are you expecting from this season?
Put 22 of the world's best young racing drivers in a pot, some great venues, press go, and it kicks out a champion. I cannot wait to see who comes out on top at the end of the year.
So obviously, this with us being our first F2 race, we are going to be starting off P4. We had a really good qualifying, so we're going to get on going, and we did not have a good start as we just continue to fall down the owner, and I'm just going to blame the reach optimal RPM thing. That got in our way. I'm not a big fan of it, and in all honesty, kind of pissed me off when that happened. But we drop all the way down to P9, but we make a little bit of contact with Hadjar, or actually no, Maney, and we are able to swoop our way into P7, and we actually get around Novalak as well to get back up into P6. So even though we started P4, we did go down to P8, but we are back up to P6. So good recovery on our behalf, but now we are behind the MP Motorsport of Jehan Daruvala. And this is going to be a little bit difficult passing him because MP Motorsport, they're kind of a pain in the ass, I'm going to be honest with you, but we do keep it behind them, and we're just going to keep it clean, you know, not really push a whole lot.
Ahead. We don't want to let this hold us up too long, so do your best to get past and get on with the race.
And on to lap 4, we get our first objective, which is to overtake, excuse me, Jehan Daruvala before lap 6. And we're on lap 4 now, so we have a lot of time, or we have enough time rather, to get around Daruvala. It just seems like we're going to have to, you know, take it easy and not really force the issue or anything like that. Because if we do force the issue, it's going to probably end up in a crash between myself and Daruvala, and we do not need that. But we can skip ahead later on into the lap. We close the gap a little bit, but oh man, we got a little bit close there, and we're sliding through the corner, just trying to get the power on, and we do, which is good. But we just keep behind Daruvala. We're pushing it, and I was actually getting a little bit frustrated with myself because I was telling myself, gotta stop pushing. Just gotta take it easy, take it nice and easy. I found in here, downshifting from gear 5 into gear 4 is actually really good. It actually helps out a lot. But then all of our Bearmen, our teammate, ends up setting the fastest lap of the race. And we have DRS on Daruvala, but because he has DRS as well, not really a whole lot happens until we get to this corner right over here. We just head down and we have a run on Daruvala, and we're going to dive it down to the inside, and we're going to take the position. We're going to grab P5, and we're going to drift out of the corner. Oh my God, we got to get an instant replay of that. That was beautiful on my behalf. Look at this shit. Dive down to the inside of Daruvala. We complete the pass, and then just drifting us through. Oh man. Oh, that drift was beautiful. That was sexy. I love that drift. One more time. Whew. Damn. And we kept it going straight. We didn't spin out or nothing. We keep P5 and we continue on to catch Dennis Hauger, who is now P4. We're a little bit behind him, though, so it's going to take a little bit to catch him. But up ahead, Jack Duhan has got a run on Teo Porcher. He goes to the outside of Teo, and he's going to end up taking the lead. The audio is gone for some reason, but he locks up going into turn 1. That's going to allow Teo to get a little bit of a run, but nope, he doesn't take the position or take the advantage, but that lets us close into Dennis Hauger and Oliver Behrman ahead, our teammate. But we go a little bit wide in, you know, coming out of the corner, but it's okay. We keep it on the racetrack, and, you know, nothing bad happened. But we get really close to Dennis here, but not really able to do a whole lot. We slide, we tip a tire on the grass, and I'm realizing, okay, just calm it down again, and almost slam into the back of Dennis Hauger, and I really am telling myself to calm it the hell down, because this is the exact same thing I did with Jehan Daruvala, and I gotta stop doing it, or else I'm gonna run into the back of Dennis Hauger. But now on the end of lap 6, going on to lap 7, we have DRS on Dennis, but again, we can't really do anything because he got a better run on Oliver, and he has DRS as well. But Teo up ahead dives to the inside of Jack Duhan, and he's gonna retake the lead going into 1, and it's actually gonna be really clean. He doesn't lock up like Jack did going into turn 1 on the previous lap, excuse me, and he's gonna keep the lead. Ourselves, though, we're trying to gain a little bit on Dennis, but taking it easy, taking it patient, because the previous lap was a little bit not so clean. But Dennis actually defends the inside, so we have to go around the outside, but we do not pass him, which in my opinion I thought was okay, because, you know, passing around the outside there, even though it'd be really cool, just don't want to do that. It'd be a pretty bad idea. But we stay behind Dennis for the time being up until the DRS straight, this next DRS straight. And I didn't really know if we could get him going into the corner, but just going into the corner here, and we're gonna dive to the inside of Dennis Hauger. We're gonna take P4, but Dennis comes right back at us. We're side by side going into the next right-hander. Can we hold the position? Can we take it? Yes, we can. We're up into P4 past Dennis Hauger, and now behind our teammate Oliver Behrman. A podium is in front of us, but do we really want to force the issue on our teammate Oliver? That is the main question, but that also just depends on how racy the leaders get between Jack Duhan and Teo Porcher. As we keep heading down the straightaway, Jack has DRS again, has a run on Teo. He kind of went to the inside, but he goes to the outside of Teo, and they're going to be side by side going into one. Can Jack get the lead? Oh, he kind of has it. The outside switches to the inside, but Teo has the better line. He has more of the inside. He's going to grab the spot. He's going to keep the lead, actually, and right behind, we're trying to get around Oliver, and we get back off the track, and I'm getting really annoyed. Not right now, but I was getting really annoyed that I was getting off the track continuously in these F2 cars, just trying to get around our teammate. We could not do it, but we managed to stay behind Oliver, stay in P4, and that's all that really matters to me. It's just staying behind Oliver and just not really making any moves. But we skip ahead onto the end of lap 8, now onto the final lap of the race, lap 9. We have DRS on Oliver, but Oliver also has DRS on Jack. But not a whole lot's going to be able to be done. Duhan goes to the inside to see what he can do. He went back up, but he goes back to the inside of Teo, going into one. He's not making the same mistake as he did last time. He's doing exactly what Teo did to him last lap, going to the inside and continuing to hold that bottom lane. And he is going to take the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix and get ahead of Teo Porcher. Me and Oliver just watching this behind, just thinking, how in the blue hell have they not wrecked out yet? That's a bit annoying. But me and Oliver, we're okay. Still P3 and P4. Doesn't really affect us in the slightest, so we're all okay. We're both okay. But now I'm kind of thinking to myself, do I want to get a podium? I have a chance, but do I want to pass my teammate for this? Because I have a feeling that the team isn't really going to appreciate it, nor is Oliver. But down this straight, we are pretty close. Are we going to take the opportunity going into the corner? Yes, we are. We're going to take the opportunity. We're going to take P3 from Oliver. He has a little bit of a comeback at us, but he just tucks right in behind us for P4. So our teammate did not fight us for the position, and I was thinking that he thought that maybe I can go after Teo and Jack, but there just isn't enough time to go after the top two. And as we round the final corner, Jack Duhan in the first F2 race of the season is going to win, while Teo Porcher grabs P2 and we grab P3. What a first race.
Yes, thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
And what a great finish, and what a great race indeed. That race, whew, a lot happened.
Doing okay, doing more than okay. Jack Doohan takes the checkered flag.
Well, they've sent that one, haven't they? Brilliant start to the season, and that's exactly what they wanted for their early points tally.
Another race and another victory for Virtuosi as we see the drivers make their way out to the podium for the final ceremony. Superb racing out there today and a well-deserved win.
Jack Duhan did, in fact, deserve this win, but also so did Teo. Teo drove a wild race with Jack, and it really came down between the both of them, and we got a P3, so we got our first podium in F2 as well, so it was actually pretty good. And I ended up skipping this, but after the first race, as you guys quickly saw right there, we got a lot of experience out of that one.
Here we are amidst the dense forest and rolling hills of Spielberg in Austria, just 2 hours out of Vienna. It's an amazing destination for the race today, and we're about to get started. So Spielberg is one of the shortest laps on the F2 calendar, just 10 corners, 7 right and 3 left. Look out for the uphill braking zone into turn 3 that represents one of the better opportunities to overtake. Also turn 4 straight afterwards, and then the next one being all the way back round to turn 1. As we're now moments away from the off, let's take a look at the grid order in which they'll start today's race. Teo Porcher will start on pole, fantastic qualifying from him, and it's Jan de Ruvela in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Smith, Martins, Jack Doohan, Novalak, Miney, Benavides, Fittipaldi, Ayumu Awasa, Hauger, Behrman, Richard Verschoor, Isaac Hadjar, Cordial, Crawford, Maloney, Juan Manuel Correa, Stanek, Leclerc, Nissani, and Ralph Boschon completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. It is the Formula 2 race. It is time to introduce you to Alex Brundle. I'm Alex Jakes, and we've got changeable weather out there today. That's making for some nervous team personnel down in the paddock, down in the pit lane.
Well, uncertainty is what strategy's all about, but it absolves the teams from the responsibility of running both compounds of tyre. They might have to use that wet tyre, of course, and then the question is, where do those crossovers lie between the wet and dry conditions?
So now in our second Formula 2 race, we roll off P3. Really good qualifying that we had, and it was actually pretty close between myself, Porsche, and Daruvla, but it's lights out, and away we go. We get a really good jump. We get around Jehan Daruvla, and we have a run on Teo, but being smart, not taking the opportunity as we round the outside. Jehan Daruvla actually has a look at our inside to try to get around us again, and he's going to stay with us down the inside the whole straight. And I'm just going to say this right now. I'm sorry that there's not going to be any other like third-person thing. I forgot to save the replay, so my bad. But going up into turn 3, for some reason it's called turn 3, Jehan is actually going to make a full pass on us for P2 again. However, the race isn't over, and we still have a chance to come back at Jehan Daruvla later on in the race. But this is a long race, 1 lap longer than Spain, and we're just going to try our hardest to do the best we can. Teo's teammate Martin's actually had a look at us, but we kept the position. We are able to hold him off. But coming up to this section right here, and I don't know what it is about the F2 cars in this section, but look at this. Look at how much time we gain on Daruvla. We go to the inside. We make a dive on Daruvla again. We grab PT from Jehan, and now our sights are set on Teo Porcher. And after that move, I was telling myself, I can win this damn race. And it was possible, too. Up into turn 1, we kind of gained a little bit of time on Teo, a little bit, but he gains that all back little by little. But we also got to watch out for Daruvla and Martins and Jack Duhan behind, because we also don't want him to pass us. So going up into turn 3, hold the position, but we got to keep in mind Teo's the main target here, and no one else is. But through this section again, we're just a beast through here. We gained so much time on Teo that we are actually almost within a second of him, but we gained the fastest lap of the race of a 1:16.685. We are flying. It's all thanks to that final sector, which is why we're able to purple sector 3, and the AI just can't. But now we're within a second, and if we can stay within 1 second of him going up into turn 3 down the next DRS straight, we can actually get DRS off of him, to which nothing really happened. But back through here again on lap 3, just continuing to gain more and more time on Teo. Teo just has nothing for us, but we have DRS. We're going to get a little bit of a run on him. We're going to extend our fast lap to a 1:16.145, and going up into 1, we don't make the pass. It was possible that we could have, but it would have been a late dive, and I didn't want to make it. But
okay, mate, Porsche's ahead of you. We can't let them hold us up for too long, so let's try and get past as soon as possible and crack on. Push.
But now we have an objective to overtake Teo before lap 6. If we go to the inside of Teo, going up into turn 3, and even though we passed him, quote-unquote, we didn't complete the passes. Actually, coming out of turn 3, he passes us again, but I was strategic. We got DRS off of Teo down the straight, going down into turn number 4. He blocks the inside or defends the inside. We're going to go around the outside, and if me around Austria around the outside, you don't want me doing that. We go around the outside of Teo, but he continues to fight. He's not going away. He's not backing down, but he's going to have to go into this left-hander of turn number 5, and we're going to complete the pass, and we're going to grab the lead from Teo, and now we're going to try to feed him to the Lions, which is Jehan Daruvla and his teammate Martins, but I don't think his teammate Martins is really going to fight him all that much, because the championship is a big deal, and Teo is the championship leader going into this race, but kind of went off the track a little bit right there. But we're just trying to take the... Oh, we went a little too hot going into the final corner. We slid and saved it. But we can't keep making those mistakes as Teo now has a run on us going up into turn number 1. He actually passes us before the detection zone, the DRS detection zone, to where we get DRS now, and we can have yet another chance at Teo again going down this straight and up into turn number 3. As we head through this little kink of turn number 2, go to the outside of Teo. Can we make the move? We don't want him having DRS, so we slow down just enough to where we get the DRS, but he doesn't. We spin the tires a little bit, but it's okay. The only thing that matters to us is going down into turn number 4 and passing Teo again. I was thinking about going to the inside, but we go back to the outside, and we go around the outside of Teo Porcher again. This time, he just comes right back at us. See, Teo is not giving up, and props to Teo because he's being a bit of a pain right now, but that's okay. We're gonna just stay behind him. We ride the curb a little bit. We saved it. It felt like the car was gonna cut out from underneath of us, but we were able to save it. And now we're just gonna try to pass Teo again. And I think the best place to pass him is going to be in this little section right here, actually, where we're actually really, really good. And Teo just isn't. And you can see just diving into the corner, but we go off the racetrack, so we can't pass him. But going into this corner, I thought about it, but I was like, nope, I don't want to almost attempt to spin the car out. So we didn't go for it again there. We have DRS on this straight. Once more, do we go for the move? We don't. We look at the list to the inside. We go to the inside. We make the dive, and we hit the curb a little bit. We pass Teo, and we're now trying to feed him to Jayon, but we have DRS. Teo doesn't. So the goal now is for Jayon and Teo to fight each other so much to where we can drive away. Jayon went to the outside a little bit, but went back behind Teo. And now going up the hill into turn 3, coming out of turn 3, now slide a little bit. Now they're side by side, but Teo has DRS on us, and that was something that I was trying to avoid, and I just wasn't really able to avoid it. But we are going to be able to hold the lead because Jayon just isn't letting up on trying to pass Teo, and Jayon knows that he can beat Teo. It's just a matter of if he can pass him. They're still side by side coming out of turn number 4. Daruvula has the advantage, but Teo also has the inside, but he does complete the pass on Teo. So he does gain P2 for now, and then we just end up driving away. There's just really no challenge for us. We just continue to hit our marks, hit these corners how we normally do. And my main worry was up here in these set of corners because the last couple of laps we haven't done the best at. And then we just ended up hitting them perfectly. Just there's the first bit or first section right there. And then the next section right here. So much time gained. Still, however, Jayhan's going to have DRS on us. However, that's going to disappear quite soon. But we are able to hold the lead all the way until the final lap of the race. Teo and his teammate are now behind us. However, because of how well we've been able to, hold on to the position, they just haven't been able to catch us. So we have just been able to just drive away with the lead. And even if there's some mistakes that I've made every single lap, I've been able to make those back up. And Martins actually has a little bit of a run on Teo. Does he go for the move on Teo, or Team Motors going to come into play? Team Motors came into play, and he didn't make the move at all. So we end up, he maintains P3, Teo maintains P2, and even though they're close, even though Teo's within 9/10 of us, it's just not going to be enough. We're just so fast through this section in the F2 car that we literally just pull away to now a second. We gain all that time back. All the time that we lost, we gained it back through that tiny little section. We're going to gain even more of it coming through here as we round this final series of corners. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end up taking our first career F2 win, and we're going to do it at Austria, one of my favorite tracks. We get the job done. Hell to the yeah. We did it. We win our first F2 race, and we beat Teo Porcher and his teammate, Martin. So now, this is where everything comes into play now, because now the championship becomes even more vital.
A great win then for the Prema team today.
Those fastest laps really count towards the end of the year, The extra points for them start totting up, and that's how these drivers become champions at this level.
As we look back on a thrilling race here today, we can now see the drivers take their places on the podium. It's a familiar sight by now, as it's another successful F2 win for Prema.
And it's our first successful F2 win as well. Did not think that this would happen this soon, but we were able to pull it out of the bag and beat the teammates of Teo Porcher and Martins. So pretty good job on our behalf. And coming out of Austria, we actually gained some more experience. Our racecraft goes up to 71. Our experience went up to 72. Our racecraft went up to 73. Our awareness went up to 70. Our pace went up to 74. So not bad at all. And our focus, 64, almost 65. Our overall rating did end up going up to 72. So it's actually really good. But now we're going to head into the final race of the season in Abu Dhabi and the chance to win the Formula 2 championship.
Welcome then to the United Arab Emirates. Our F2 drivers are on the grid and we're moments away from lights out for the start of the Formula 2 Abu Dhabi race. Yas Marina Circuit is a 3.2-mile racetrack built on the man-made Yas Island. In addition to the 16 corners, it features 2 very long straights. Now these will be the drivers' main overtaking chances today into Turn 5 and Turn 7. And here are the driver grid positions for today's race. JN Daruvula lines up on pole position, and it's Ollie Behrman in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Novalak, Pourchaire, Victor Martins, Hauger, Benavides, Miney, Smith, Isaac Hadjar, Vishore, Awasa, Jack Crawford, Amory Cordial, Maloney, Correa, Doohan, and Ralph Boschong. Leclerc, Nissani, Fittipaldi, and Roman Stanek completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's get down to the track. It all comes down to this. I'm Alex Jakes, Alex Brundle is alongside me, and for the final time this season, we're about to go racing. Alex, you're looking to sign off in some style.
So are the drivers and teams. It's a really important race for everyone here, despite the fact it's the end of the year. They know that everything they do in this event is going to echo for months through the end of the season.
And like I said before, we actually have a chance to become Drivers' World Champions, as going into today's race is going to be a 3-man battle between myself, Théo Pourchaire, and Jack Doohan. And the top 3 are separated by only 4 points. Jack Doohan, however, seems to be out of it, as he did not qualify well, but myself and Théo are starting pretty well. And also, we have a chance to win the Constructors' Championships as well. We're actually tied with ART both at 55 points. And we have a chance to be able to take both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships today. And I think we can do it. We just need to beat Théo, and that's all we need to do. We don't need to win the race. We just need to beat Théo, as we are getting ready for the 5 red lights. And we're underway from Abu Dhabi, and the start was almost identical to Spain, but this time around, didn't lose any positions. We say in P9, we almost make a little bit of contact with Maney again. It's just, it's like this, it's the same thing as the first race, but instead we did make contact with him. We go to the inside of Benavides. We get it a little bit, we save it, and we take P7. Holy shit. What a save by us, and what a position gain. This F2 championship means so much, to the point where I will take unnecessary risks to guarantee that I'm going to win this championship. It does not matter, but now we are going after Dennis Hauger in the MP Motorsports car, and I end up checking the car, or I end up checking with my race engineer to see if there's any vehicle damage, and he didn't say there was any damage, so that's good, because I didn't see any, but I didn't know if there was any that the game didn't detect, so I thought I'd ask our boy Mark if I did gain any damage right there. But coming out of this hairpin, we have a run on Dennis Hauger, and going into this straight, I have a bit of a run, and we're really close, and we go to the inside, and we make the move, we make the dive to the inside, and we're going to complete the passing game, P6. What a move by us to get into P6 and get around Dennis Hauger. God, that was beautiful. Man, like I said, this championship means a lot, and now only 2 cars separate myself and Théo, but as of right now, Théo is the championship leader because he is ahead of us. And going into we just missed the corner. We go off the racetrack because we ended up hitting the curb and it just shot us forward, and we ended up going just straight on, and we ended up hitting a bollard as well. That's not great, but we're now behind Teo's teammate, and my main question this whole time being behind him was, is he going to defend me a lot? And a lap later, on lap 3 of 8, we've been trying to get around him. We've been trying to gain some time on Martins, but we just haven't been able to gain anything on him. And actually, if you can see, the gap between Novalak and Martins is actually a pretty steady gap, so something tells me that ART are actually telling Martins to hold me up, because this will not only secure Théo the championship if we finish like this, but it will also secure ART the drivers. It'll secure them the Constructors' Championship if we're held in this exact position. But also, my thinking is he's trying to back me up into Dennis Hauger, which I'm having none of. We just have an amazing run coming out of this corner. We slide a little bit coming out of the hairpin, and we have a little bit of a run on Martins, but do we end up making the dive on Martins from a long way back? No, we do not. We keep it safe, we play it safe, and we just stick behind Martins, but my main goal is I gotta get around Martins. He's holding me up right here. He's going really, really slow. He's deliberately holding me up, man. I'm getting mad in the cockpit. I go to the inside. Here we go, down to the inside of the final corner. Can we make the pass? We go into P5, we're around Martins. We get around Porsche's teammates, so now the Constructors' Championship is on lock if we finish where we are, but the Drivers' Championship isn't. We have to catch Teo.
Focus up. I know you spent some time off track, but let's see if we can bring it back. Keep it tidy as much as you can, please.
And we actually end up getting told that we need to spend at least a second on track, or spend less than a second off track. But after making some mistakes, Martins actually comes back at us, but we have none of it. We go directly to the we go down to the inside. We were on the inside, but we keep the position and we stay ahead of Martins. And like I was saying before, if we finish where we are, we can secure the Constructors' Championship. However, I need to beat Teo because as of this moment, Teo is the Drivers' World Champion, and I want to win the Drivers' World Championship. There's 1 point in it, and right now, Teo, he's gained 5 points. So if we finish right where we finish, we finish 4 points behind him. We do not need that. We need to get to Teo. We need to pass Teo. We also need to not make a whole lot of mistakes. We need to catch Novalak first, though. So we passed the objective, which is good. We did get off track a little bit, though, in the final sector, but nothing to worry about. A couple laps later, we actually ended up getting closer to Novalak, and we're now 3/10 behind him. We actually ended up leaving Teo's teammate in the dust because we've been pushing to get closer and closer to Novalak to try to pass him, but also up ahead, our teammate, Oliver Behrman, is trying to go after Jehan Daruvula. He looked like he was going to make a move, but he ended up backing out of it, and we get on the brakes. We almost had Novalak. Our championship just almost disappeared right in front of us, man. Holy God. We cannot be having that. We get a little bit loose coming out of the corner, but it's okay. We go off track a little bit. We have DRS. We have a chance to pass Novalak. We are within range. We can't pass him. But going into this hairpin, will we end up making the pass? No, we do not. It was better because also he was kind of pulling away from us, but also we get on the curb a little bit. We get a little loose. Woo! We got a little bit loose, but up ahead, our teammate is trying to pass Jehan Daruvula, and Daruvula just stays ahead. He is not allowing our teammate to pass him, but also we go to the inside of Novalak and we pass him for P4. And now our championship rival's ahead of us in P3. Now Teo, if we finish where we are, he'd still win the championship, but this time he would only win it by actually 4 points. Being in P5, he's actually going to win it by 6 points. So now he would win the championship by 4 points if we finish where we are right now. So, or actually, no, 3 points as a matter of fact. So we go on ahead, we continue on, and we have DRS on Teo, but also up ahead, Oliver Behrman trying to go to the outside now of Jehan Daruvula. Behrman trying to win a race. We want a race. He's trying to win a race. He goes around the outside. He's trying to hold the position. He ends up hitting the curb, and that allows Daruvula to get back after him to pass him again. We, on the other hand, we don't want Teo passing our teammate because we also know there's going to be another position we have to gain in only 2 short laps. Behrman looks at the outside just a little bit to try to get around Daruvula, and he doesn't go for the pass, but also Daruvula was closing the door, so Behrman, he backed out of it. Good on him. But now it is time to pass Teo Porcher. We have the opportunity. We have the run, actually. And through this section, it is our best section. We thought about it right here. We knew we would slam into Oliver Behrman if we did it. We go to the inside. We jump all the way to the left side of the racetrack. We slide Lightning McQueen style. And we end up passing Teo Porcher, grabbing the lead. And now we are the championship leaders once again. If we finish right here, we will win the Drivers' Championship because we already know that the Constructors is on lock if me and Behrman just finish where we are. The worst case scenario is if I crash or Behrman crashes. We don't need any of that. But I also was wanting Behrman to win this race. So later on the lap, down the first DRS straight, I'm telling Behrman, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. He has DRS. Daruvula does not. He has the opportunity. He has a run. He goes to the outside of Daruvula again. He tries to hang it around the outside. Daruvula hangs around the inside. He hits the curb, and Behrman tries to get the lead, but he too also hits the curb, and he loses the position. Now Daruvula takes the lead away from Behrman. We have a run on Behrman. We kind of pushed him a little bit because we want him to try to pass Daruvula. Daruvula is blocking the inside perfectly. Behrman goes back to the outside, but Daruvula blocks it off again. He goes up the racetrack to defend that line, and Behrman just cannot get around him. And I don't want to pass Behrman because I have a feeling that he can pass him, He could pass Daruvula right here if he wanted to, if he just makes the dive. But Behrman did not go for it. But I was also telling myself, I don't need the second place. I don't need even the win. I just need to finish ahead of Teo Porcher. We come out of the final series of corners, and Daruvula is going to finally win a race. He came so close in Austria, but his car just wasn't handling great towards the end. So not only will Jehan Daruvula win the race, but we are F2 world champions. Not only the drivers champions, but also constructors.
We've done it. There were times this season where I didn't think that would happen, but mate, you have pulled it out the bag, and you are the world champion.
And so the celebrations begin, and well earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now. We have a new Formula 2 World Drivers' Champion. The Indian driver will look up and see the checkered flag first. Jehan Daruvula takes the win.
And they've won the team's championship. Utterly brilliant. Such a small group of people that can work on these Formula 2 cars, and the driver is the hero of the day for that team.
And obviously, we end up celebrating our championship win. And I have not seen this cutscene in a long-ass time. But it's really nice to see this cutscene. And it's also really nice to know that we are F2 World Champions, and we can officially call ourselves that. And we end up taking the Constructors' Championship as well by 13 points over ART. So it is confirmed we're both the drivers and the Constructors' Champions. And we ended up beating Teo by 4 points. Was not bad. It was a tough race, but we ended up beating Teo by 4 points. It was a good championship battle, and it all worked out in the end. So that was pretty chaotic. But also, after the fact, our experience went up, our racecraft went up. We're at 54 experience now, 76 racecraft, 74 awareness. Our pace is now at 76, and our focus has now gone up to 66. And our overall rating jumped up to 74. A big overhaul in where we started at. But now, the next episode is going to be the start of our F1 career mode. Join us next time for the beginning of the F1 24 career mode.